My next guest treats those whose problems might seem less obvious. He has a dedicated clinic to treat addiction, burnout, and other mental health issues for the ultra-rich and successful. Jan Gerber, welcome to Talking Business. You've had your own experience of burnout. If you're comfortable, can you tell us about your experience?
It's a few years ago now. Basically, almost overnight, and it seemed at the time in hindsight, there were more signs, of course, but almost overnight, I couldn't get out of bed. My memory was fuzzy. It's kind of, this brain fog experience. And I felt emotionally very flat. It was, my sleep suddenly got really, really bad. It was this emotional flatness. At the time, I saw it as indications of, a depressive episode or potential depression.
Do you still have depressive episodes? And I ask more from a point of view of does it ever end, or is it always something that one needs to manage after burnout?
I think this will be very different from person to person. So for myself, what I still suffer from is, concentration memory issues, kind of a brain foggy situation. It really depends on the day. There are days where I feel sharp, but still not as sharp as I was before this whole episode happened.
You recovered. You run now what could be termed the Burnout Clinic for the 1%. How difficult is it for someone who has risen to the top of their field, like a billionaire entrepreneur or CEO of a Fortune 500 company, to recognize the signs that they are pushing things too far?
That is actually probably the most important question, and it's spot on. The personality that brings somebody to this level of achievement, that often comes with certain traits, performing for some reasons. Array of mental health traits that can lead to that. It can be ADHD. It can be things like a trauma that happened in the past, or low self-esteem that people are going out to prove themselves. And being in that mode of constant performance, it's very, very difficult to kind of step back and take a moment to take an emotional inventory. Be honest with yourself. Am I reaching my limits, or maybe is it just a bad day or a few days? Especially when you've had weeks of tough stretches in the past. And normally when you have a career like this, you're used to very stressful episodes. To distinguish that from actually things going downhill mental health wise is very, very difficult.
So when does the penny drop, or does it need an intervention?
The penny rarely drops, from a intrinsic insight. Either a severe escalation, like it happened with myself, that one day you just can't get out of bed anymore, and it becomes clear for yourself and everybody around. What often happens is that the board might intervene, or people around, if you listen to them, both family, friends, and at work, they realize a change, a shift in how you behave, and you should take that very seriously. That this is often kind of the mirror of feedback, warning signs.
From what you've seen, would you blame corporate culture today as piling too much pressure on the CEO?
I don't think it's so much just corporate culture. It's it's culture as a whole, or our society. Is we do expect a lot of our CEOs, and we say that they get compensated for that, and it's a career trajectory that is self-chosen. And to some degree that might be true, but the world spins faster and faster. Decisions have to be made faster and faster. We are available and reachable 24 hours. This is true for the average worker. As is holding a top job, you always had to be a few miles ahead. And now when everything spins faster and faster, and you're already running at full speed at the top job, there's really no way to accelerate it anymore at the expense of mental health.
Your clinic is out of reach for most of our viewers. If they think they're close to burnout, or even are in the middle of it, what can they do?
The most important thing is honesty with yourself, honesty with people around you. And of course, we as human beings, as society still, we tend to project, a weakness or a sense of failure. It's a lot of shame when it comes to burnout. And I can only say, if it's not addressed, if honesty doesn't come first, things just will go downhill, and then career will take care of itself. So to reach out to trusted people, to engage a therapist, or even find a peer who has a similar stressful situation such as yours, and find a comfortable, vulnerable dialogue. That's often a starting point.
Jan Gerber, it's been a pleasure hearing your insights. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much.